Hey, what's going on everyone? Coming back at you guys with a quick video. This one is going to be specifically with nitro engines and some quick maintenance to your clutch. I'm going to be breaking down kind of the routines that I do after a day's worth of running, or if it's a big event or we're at a big race. Some of the things that I'll look for in my nitro engines for my nitro buggy or a nitro truck when we go to a race, and also how to prep your clutch for the next day's worth of running. So this is going to be more so like general day-to-day type maintenance after a running day, not necessarily how to build one or how to replace something, more so along the lines of maintenance. So we'll go ahead and get the GoPro running, and we'll go ahead and show you guys kind of what I look for. All right, we've gone ahead and taken off the pipe for the engine. I'm going to go ahead and pull the clutch system off of the engine and show you guys some of the things that we look for. All right, make sure that you take off all the shims correctly and that you don't forget how many you have under what bearing. All right. Make sure that is all ready to go. Pull our shims off. Solid. Alright, so now for this step, you're going to want to use your Scotch-Brite. And we'll go ahead and grab that. So this trick is something that I like to do to clean the carbon buildup off of the clutch assembly. This helps combat against slipping when your clutch system engages. When you're running around the track or after a race day or during a race day, you get a carbon buildup layer that forms in the surface area of where the clutch bell is at, and that, if you don't clean it off, over time will build up enough to where it can cause slipping. It can change the feel of your car going around the track. Sometimes on some layouts, you need that bottom end grunt with, jumps right out of a corner. And you really want a consistent bottom end feel. And this little trick is something that I found that's kind of always done that for me. So we'll go ahead and pop the bearing out. Now what we'll do is we'll grab our Scotch-Brite and just start to scuff the inside of the clutch bell. Work your way all the way around. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Just make sure that you put a little bit of pressure and work your way around. 1 or 2 passes is completely normal and fine. Alright, so as you'll notice, our Scotch-Brite has a little bit of a carbon buildup black material that goes ahead and tells you that that worked. So now if you inspect the clutch bell, you'll see that the inner area of where the clutch shoes will rub and hit is actually kind of chrome now. And it's exposed kind of bare gunmetal type material versus the black coloring of the clutch bell. So that just means that you went ahead and cleaned off that surface area, so the shoes now have a clean surface to rub on, and that's going to make sure that that keeps your clutch system consistent every time you go run. So that's done. We'll go ahead and grab our bearings and put those back in. These are new bearings, so you don't have to use oil, but if you are putting in bearings that are used, you can grab some bearing oil, put a tiny little drop in, and with your finger soak up that excess. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and check all of these screws, which we already went ahead and did. You can confirm that your nut for the flywheel is tight, and then the really big step is checking your springs. We'll go ahead and pop the shoes back, just like so, and then last one just like that. And that just makes sure that your clutch springs are snapping back to place. You do not want a dragging shoe. That'll drag on the clutch bell, you'll chase tune, and unfortunately sometimes will flame the motor out, which sucks. So that is all said and done. We confirmed these are all tight, which I did off camera. The nut is tight. We went ahead and again went with some channel locks, tighten that down. From this point, you can go ahead and put your clutch back together and slide everything together. Make sure your shims are going back on in the correct orientation that you took them off in. That way your backlash doesn't change. Grab your 2.5 and close it up. I like to use a conical shim on a cap head screw, and that conical cone type shim ensures that you get equal pressure on the shims. So it's a tiny little cone shaped shim on the end of my clutch assembly, and that just ensures that we have a nice flat surface for the shim. And this is about the right amount of play that I look for. It's about 0.5 millimeter worth of backlash or play in your clutch system, and that's about the adequate amount. And doing so means that when the clutch system gets warm and hot and the metals expand, that your bearings don't lock up from everything being tight. So make sure that that's all set. These are new bearings, so no need to lube them. But this is the general maintenance that I like to do after a full day worth of running, or if we're at a big Saturday, Sunday event, I'll do this Saturday night to get my car ready for the mains on Sunday. So nice and easy, nothing too crazy, but definitely helps keep everything consistent and feeling the same around the track. So again, hope this video was helpful for those of you guys that like running nitro and burning some fuel, and that this clutch tip, maintenance tip that I do was helpful. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll catch everyone in the next one. Take care.